If you are over 60 and your legs feel heavy, tight, tired, cold, numb, or strangely weak by the end of the day, I want you to hear me very carefully. As a doctor, I can tell you that many seniors assume poor circulation only shows up as dramatic pain, severe swelling, or a medical emergency. But that is not always how it begins. In real life, it often starts quietly. Your feet feel colder than usual. Your calves feel stiff when you stand up. Your ankles look puffier at night. Your legs get tired faster than they used to. You may even say, maybe I'm just getting older. But sometimes what you are calling aging is actually your body asking for better blood flow. Now let me say something that may surprise you. Walking is good. I am not against walking. In fact, I encourage it. But if your goal is to wake up circulation in your lower legs quickly, especially if you spend hours sitting, there is one exercise I often recommend that can work more directly than walking alone. That exercise is the calf raise. Simple, gentle, safe for most people when done correctly. No equipment, no gym, no complicated routine. Just a controlled lifting of your heels that turns your calf muscles into a powerful pump. And that matters more than most people realize. Because your calves are not just there to help you walk. They play a major role in helping move blood from your lower legs back upward. When those muscles contract, they squeeze the deep veins in the legs and help push blood back toward the heart. That is one reason many vascular specialists refer to the calves as a kind of second heart for the lower body. When those muscles stay inactive too long, blood flow becomes more sluggish, swelling can feel worse, heaviness increases, and your legs may begin to feel older than they really are. So today, I want to talk to you as if you were sitting right across from me in my office. I want to explain why this one exercise matters, why it can sometimes help circulation faster than simply going for a walk, how to do it correctly after 60, who should be cautious, what mistakes to avoid, and how to build a daily routine around it so your legs feel lighter, steadier, and more alive. And please stay with me until the end, because I am also going to tell you the warning signs that mean your leg symptoms are not just circulation fatigue and should never be ignored. First, let us talk about why circulation in the legs becomes such a common issue after 60. As we age, several things tend to happen at once. We often sit more. We move less. Muscle mass gradually declines. Joint stiffness increases. Some people develop diabetes. Others take medications that contribute to swelling. Some develop vein problems. Some have narrowing in the arteries. Others have nerve irritation that makes the feet feel numb or strange. And then there is gravity, which works against us all day long, especially when we stand or sit with our feet down for long periods. That means your lower legs can become a kind of traffic zone. Blood goes down, but it does not always return upward as efficiently as it should. If your calf muscles are weak or inactive, that return trip becomes less effective. You may notice socks leaving marks. Shoes feel tighter at night. Your ankles look fuller in the evening. Your legs feel better in the morning, then worse as the day goes on. That pattern is extremely common. This is where many people think, I should just walk more. And again, walking is excellent. It helps the arteries, the heart, the lungs, the joints, the mood, the blood sugar, and overall fitness. But here is what I want you to understand. Walking is a full-body movement that depends on rhythm, endurance, balance, posture, and sometimes pain tolerance. If your knees hurt, your hips are stiff, your back bothers you, or you get tired easily, your walking may be too slow, too short, or too inconsistent to fully activate the calf pump in the way your legs need. A calf raise, on the other hand, is direct. It targets the very muscles that help move blood upward out of the lower legs. It is simple enough to do while holding a chair, standing at a kitchen counter, or even in a modified seated form if balance is limited. It does not require long distances. It does not depend on the weather. It does not demand that you leave the house. And it can be repeated in small sets throughout the day, which is often more practical for seniors than one long walk. That is why I say this exercise may improve leg circulation faster than walking alone. Not because walking is bad, but because calf raises go straight to the pump. Let me explain that in a way that is easy to picture. Imagine the veins in your legs as soft tubes that rely partly on surrounding muscles to help move blood upward. When your calf muscles contract, they squeeze those veins. That squeeze acts like pressure in the right direction. It helps reduce pooling. It helps blood return upward. It helps support circulation from the lower legs back toward the heart. When that process happens repeatedly, your legs often feel lighter, warmer, and less congested. That is why prolonged sitting is such a problem. If you sit in a chair for 2, 3, or 4 hours without much movement, the calf pump becomes lazy. The blood flow in the lower legs slows. The ankles may swell, the feet may tingle. The legs may feel heavy when you stand. Many seniors think the answer is rest, but too much stillness can actually make the problem worse. So here is the exercise I recommend. A basic standing calf raise. Stand behind a sturdy chair, a kitchen counter, or any solid surface you can hold lightly for support. Place your feet about hip-width apart. Keep your posture tall but relaxed. Then slowly lift your heels off the floor so your weight rises onto the balls of your feet. Pause for a moment at the top, then slowly lower your heels back down. That is 1 repetition. Now, this may look too simple to matter, but I do not want you to underestimate simple things. In medicine, the most effective habits are often not dramatic. They are repeatable, they are safe, they are targeted, and they are realistic enough that you will actually keep doing them. Here is how I want most seniors to start. Begin with 10 slow repetitions. Lift for 1 or 2 seconds. Pause briefly. Lower for 2 or 3 seconds. Rest. Then repeat 1 more set if it feels comfortable. That gives you 20 repetitions total. If you are very deconditioned, even 5 repetitions at a time is fine. If you feel steady and strong, you can gradually build to 15 or 20 repetitions per set. What matters most is not speed. It is control. I do not want bouncing. I do not want jerking. I do not want you throwing your body upward. I want a deliberate squeeze in the calves. That squeeze is the whole point. Now let me tell you the reason this works so well for so many people over 60. It is because the exercise solves 2 problems at the same time. First, it improves muscle activation in the calves. Weak muscles do not pump well. Second, it interrupts long periods of stagnation. Even a brief set of calf raises after sitting can wake up the lower legs in a noticeable way. I have had patients tell me that their feet feel warmer after just 1 or 2 sets. Others say their legs feel less tight. Some say getting up from a chair feels easier. Some notice that evening heaviness is less intense when they do the exercise consistently throughout the day. Now, let us be clear. This is not a magic cure. It is not a replacement for medical care. It will not dissolve a blood clot. It will not fix severe artery blockage overnight. It will not treat heart failure, kidney disease, advanced vein disease, or serious neuropathy on its own. But for many seniors dealing with mild sluggish circulation, venous pooling, stiffness after sitting, and tired, heavy legs, it is one of the simplest tools I know. So, who is this especially useful for? If you are over 60 and you sit a lot during the day, this is for you. If your ankles swell mildly by evening, this is for you. If your legs feel heavy after standing in the kitchen, this is for you. If your feet get cold when you sit too long, this may help. If your calves feel stiff when you first stand up, this may help. If you want something easier than a long walk on bad weather days, this is for you. If you have balance concerns and need a safe movement while holding support, this can be a great place to begin. Now let me teach you the version I use most often with older adults. I call it the doctor's circulation set. Stand tall behind a chair. Place both hands gently on the back of the chair, not gripping tightly, just enough for balance. Look straight ahead. Tighten your lower stomach very lightly so you feel supported. Keep your knees soft, not locked. Now, slowly rise onto your toes. As you lift, think about pressing the big toe side of the foot into the ground. That helps keep the ankles aligned. Pause at the top for 1 full second and squeeze the calves. Then lower slowly until the heels touch down. Repeat that 10 times. Rest for 20, to 30 seconds. Then do a second set. That is it. If you want to make it even more effective, follow the second set with 20 seconds of ankle pumps while seated. Pull the toes toward you, then point them away. This adds another gentle circulation boost without strain. Now I want to address something very important. Many seniors do calf raises incorrectly, and when they do, they miss the benefit. Mistake number 1 is going too fast. If you bounce through the movement, you reduce the muscular squeeze that helps the pump. Mistake number 2 is leaning your body forward too much. That turns the exercise into a balance struggle instead of a calf contraction. Mistake number 3 is doing too many too soon. If you suddenly do 50 on day 1, your calves may become sore, and then you stop altogether. I would rather have you do 10 slow, comfortable repetitions twice a day than do a huge set once and quit. Mistake number 4 is using poor footwear. If you are standing on a slippery surface, wearing unstable sandals, or trying the movement in socks on a smooth floor, you increase the fall risk. I want support. I want traction. I want safety first. Mistake number 5 is ignoring pain. A muscle burn is one thing. Sharp pain is another. If you feel sudden calf pain, chest pain, dizziness, severe shortness of breath, or one-sided swelling, stop and get evaluated. Now let me compare calf raises and walking in a practical way. Walking is wonderful for endurance and overall vascular health, but many older adults do not walk with enough intensity, enough consistency, or enough comfort to create a strong calf pump response. Some shuffle. Some take very short steps. Some stop every minute because of knee pain. Some do not walk at all on rainy days. Some only make one small trip through the house and call it exercise. Calf raises remove those obstacles. You can do them while the kettle boils. You can do them after using the bathroom. You can do them while brushing your teeth if you are steady enough and holding the sink. You can do them after every hour of TV. You can do them in short, repeated doses, and circulation often responds well to repeated muscle activation throughout the day. That is what makes them so powerful, not just the movement itself, but how easy they are to repeat. Now, if standing is difficult for you, let me give you a seated version. Sit tall in a chair with both feet flat on the floor. Lift your heels while keeping the balls of your feet down. Pause and squeeze the calves. Lower slowly. Do 15 to 20 repetitions. This seated version is less powerful than the standing one, but it is still much better than remaining completely still. It is especially helpful for frail seniors, those recovering from illness, or anyone who is afraid of losing balance. And if you are stronger, there is a progression. Once regular calf raises feel easy, you can try a staggered stance with one foot slightly behind the other. Or you can do them one leg at a time while holding support. But I do not want you rushing to advanced versions. The basic version is enough for most people to feel a difference. Now I want to speak to the seniors who say, "Doctor, my legs are not just heavy, they are numb." That matters. Numbness can come from circulation problems, but it can also come from nerve issues, diabetes, back problems, vitamin deficiencies, or pressure on the nerves. So if numbness is persistent, worsening, or paired with burning pain or weakness, please do not assume it is only circulation. This exercise may still help by improving movement and blood flow, but numbness deserves medical attention, especially if it is new or progressing. The same goes for swelling. Mild evening swelling that improves overnight is common. But if one leg is suddenly much more swollen than the other, or the swelling is painful, red, hot, or associated with shortness of breath, that is not a home exercise situation. That needs urgent medical evaluation. I always tell my patients, exercise is powerful, but only when you are using it for the right problem. Now let me show you how I would build this into a real day. If you wake up stiff, do one set of 10 calf raises in the morning before breakfast. If you sit for long periods, do another set after lunch. If your legs swell by evening, do 2 slow sets before dinner or before your evening relaxation time. Then, if possible, elevate your legs for 10 to 15 minutes after that. Movement first, elevation second. That combination works beautifully for many seniors. Why? Because the calf raises help push fluid and blood upward, and the elevation helps gravity continue that process. This is one of my favorite 1-2 combinations for older adults with tired, heavy legs. Now let us talk about how long it takes to notice results. Some people feel a temporary difference the first day. Warmer feet, less stiffness, a lighter feeling in the calves. For others, the real change comes after 1 to 2 weeks of consistency. The legs feel less congested. Swelling is a little better. Standing feels easier. Walking may even improve because the legs are less sluggish. And that leads to something important. This exercise does not just help circulation, it can help confidence. When your legs feel heavy, you move less. When you move less, your circulation worsens. When circulation worsens, your legs feel even heavier. That becomes a cycle. A simple exercise that feels doable can interrupt that cycle. It reminds your body that movement is still available to you. It reminds your brain that your legs are still trainable. And after 60, that matters just as much emotionally as it does physically. Now I want to give you a 7-day starter plan. Day 1, 1 set of 10 in the morning, 1 set of 10 in the evening. Day 2, the same. Day 3, 2 sets of 10 in the morning, 1 set in the evening. Day 4, 2 sets in the morning, 2 sets in the evening. Day 5, add 1 seated ankle pump session after lunch. Day 6, repeat. Day 7, notice what has changed. Are your legs lighter? Are your feet warmer? Are your ankles less puffy? Do you stand more easily? You do not need perfection. You need consistency. Now let me also tell you what else supports this exercise. Hydration matters. Dehydration can make circulation feel worse. Less salt in the evening can reduce fluid retention. Properly fitted shoes matter. Treating diabetes matters. Managing blood pressure matters. Avoiding smoking matters. And if your doctor has recommended compression socks, use them as directed. They can work very well together with calf activation. But remember, compression without movement is not enough, and movement without addressing the underlying cause may also not be enough. The best results come from combining smart habits with proper medical evaluation when needed. There is one more thing I want to say, especially to the men and women over 60 who have quietly accepted leg discomfort as part of aging. Please stop underestimating what your body can still respond to. I have seen people in their late 60s, 70s, and 80s improve leg comfort, mobility, and confidence with movements so simple they almost dismissed them at first. Not because the movement was magical, but because it was specific, repeatable, and done regularly. That is exactly what calf raises are. Not flashy, not trendy, not expensive, just effective. And sometimes that is what works best. Now, before I close, let me give you my doctor's warning list. If any of these apply to you, do not rely only on exercise. If one leg suddenly swells more than the other, get checked. If you have calf pain with redness or warmth, get checked. If your foot becomes pale, blue, or suddenly cold, get checked. If you get chest pain or shortness of breath with leg symptoms, get urgent help. If you have sores on the feet that do not heal, get checked. If your walking distance is shrinking because of pain in the calves, get checked. If numbness and weakness are progressing, get checked. These symptoms can point to problems that need more than home care. But if your issue is everyday heaviness, stiffness after sitting, mild pooling, tired calves, or that sluggish lower leg feeling so many seniors know too well, this one exercise may become one of the most useful daily tools you have. So here is my message to you today. Do not wait until your legs feel worse. Do not assume your only option is to walk longer and longer, even when your body is not responding. Start smarter. Stand tall. Hold a chair. Lift the heels, pause, squeeze the calves, lower slowly. Repeat 10 repetitions, then 10 more. 1 minute of focused movement may do more for your lower leg circulation than another hour of sitting and hoping things improve on their own. And over time, those small moments add up. Lighter legs, better movement, less evening heaviness, more confidence when you stand, more trust in your body. If you are over 60, That is not a small thing. That is quality of life. And as your doctor, if you asked me for one simple exercise to start with for better circulation in the legs, this is the one I would put at the top of the list. Because sometimes better blood flow does not begin with doing more. Sometimes it begins with doing one small thing well every single day.